handful of walnuts before bed sounds like brain food, right? But what if I told you? They might be stealing your precious sleep instead. You've probably heard the saying, walnuts are brain food. And you're right, they are. Walnuts are a beautiful gift from nature. Rich in omega-3s, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds. They support memory, calm inflammation, and help the heart. But I want you to pause with me for just a moment. Take a deep breath. And think about this. What happens when you eat them at the exact time your body is trying to rest, not digest? I had a patient years ago, James 68. He was proud of his clean diet. No cookies, no ice cream, no fast food. Every night, just a few walnuts before bed. Good for the brain, he said. But a few months later, James came to see me with complaints that didn't seem connected at first. Trouble sleeping, waking up in the middle of the night, feeling groggy in the mornings, blood pressure slightly elevated, and worst of all, like his brain just wouldn't turn on after waking up. And do you know what the root cause was? That same healthy habit. You see, when you eat walnuts or any rich fatty nut, your body sends blood to your stomach to digest. But at night, that blood should be going to your brain to help clear toxins, repair cells, and consolidate memories from the day, instead of resting your body's working overtime, all because of a handful of nuts. And that fat also stimulates cortisol, your stress hormone, making it harder to fall into deep, healing sleep. The kind of sleep your brain and your heart desperately need after 60. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should cut walnuts out of your life. Not at all. I love them myself. But timing is everything when it comes to nutrition after 60. Enjoy them in the morning, maybe with a warm cup of tea, or toss them into a light lunch when your body still has the energy to digest and absorb. Because at a certain age, it's not just about what we eat anymore. It's about when we eat and whether our body can still handle it. Have you ever woken up feeling tired, like your mind didn't quite come with you? You thought it was just age. Maybe. But maybe. Just maybe your sleep was being stolen by the very foods you thought were helping. And if all it takes is shifting the timing of one small habit to get better sleep, clearer mornings, and steadier blood pressure, then why not? I'm Dr. Richards. And I believe that healthy aging isn't about strict rules. It's about learning to listen gently to a body that's doing its best to keep up. You deserve restful sleep. Sometimes it only takes one small change at the right time. Have you ever eaten walnuts before bed? Share your story with me in the comments. We can learn so much from one another because growing older when done with care can be the most peaceful chapter of all. You know, after more than 30 years of working with older adults, there's something I've noticed. We're always worried about getting up to use the bathroom at night. Especially for many of my female patients, this concern leads to a habit I see all too often. They stop drinking water by late afternoon, hoping to avoid those midnight trips to the restroom. And honestly, it sounds reasonable, doesn't it? But that very habit can quietly place your body in a far more dangerous position. I want you to imagine this. You head to bed around 10 p.m., but your body hasn't had enough water since the afternoon. You're lying still, not moving. Your body cools down. Circulation slows. And your blood. It's no longer as fluid as it was earlier in the day. It gets thicker, slower. Think of honey, left in the fridge overnight. And while you're sleeping peacefully, a blood clot could be forming silently. No pain, no warning, no sound. One of my patients, Linda, 72 years old, told me she always stopped drinking water after 5 p.m. She said, "Doctor, I hate getting up to pee at night. It ruins my sleep." But then, one winter morning, she woke up with a numb arm, and she couldn't form words. It was a silent stroke that happened sometime during the night with no warning. All her test results looked okay. Except for one thing, her blood was too thick. All because of dehydration. Now, I'm not saying you need to drink 2 liters of water at 10 p.m. Not at all. But I'm saying Drink water evenly throughout the day and don't cut it off completely in the evening. A small glass of water around 7 p.m., maybe with a pinch of sea salt or a few slices of cucumber, is often enough to help keep your blood flowing gently through the night. Because after 60, we don't just need strong hearts. We need smooth, steady blood flowing through every little vessel in the brain. Have you ever avoided water just to protect your sleep? Try adjusting just a little. Gently. Mindfully. And let your body recover the way it's meant to at night. Sleep isn't just rest. It's the time your brain cleans itself, heals, and rebuilds. Don't let something as small as not drinking enough water get in the way of that. I truly believe every habit we build today is a gift we're giving to our future selves. And staying hydrated the right way at the right time might be one of the simplest but most powerful gifts of all. So, let me ask you, are you drinking enough water each day, especially in the late afternoon and early evening? Share your story with me, because I believe your experience could be the reason someone out there sleeps better and wakes up safer tomorrow morning. They may look small, smooth, and buttery, but cashews might be quietly leaving tiny scratches inside your body. I get it. Cashews are delicious. They're creamy, just the right amount of rich, almost like nature's version of butter. And more importantly, they've been labeled heart-healthy. And that's true, but only when you're in your 30s or 40s. After 60, our bodies don't filter oxalates the way they used to. And cashews, they're one of the highest oxalate-containing foods in nature. Oxalates are naturally found in many plant foods. When they enter your body, they tend to bind with calcium, forming tiny crystals. Now, these crystals don't cause pain right away, but over time they can build up in the kidneys and blood vessel walls, like microscopic grains of sand scraping through your plumbing. One of my patients, Walter, 66, had one of the cleanest diets I've seen. No fried food, no sugar daily morning walks, but he loved cashews. Every night he treated himself to a small handful. A little reward for eating healthy, he said. Months later he came to see me. He was feeling tingling in his legs, poor circulation, and sometimes a strong urge to pee at night, but barely anything came out. We ran some tests, no major kidney stones. But the ultrasound told another story, tiny oxalate crystals building up in the filtering tubes of his kidneys. No pain, no early warning, but they were causing silent blockages. I'm not telling this story to scare you away from cashews. I'm sharing it because I want you to know this. Sometimes the things that seem light and gentle can become heavy when they build up inside a slowing body. If you love cashews, you don't have to give them up. Just enjoy them in the morning with a glass of water and keep the portion small. A small handful is enough. Or consider switching things up. Try lower oxalate nuts like pumpkin seeds, pecans, or even walnuts, just not at night like we talked about earlier. Have you ever felt like your body doesn't respond the way it used to, even though you're still eating well? That's because after 60, your body doesn't just need healthy food. It needs you to handle that food gently. I've always believed good health after 60 isn't built on big decisions. It's built on small, consistent choices made at the right time. And if you know something is good, then choose the right moment to let it be good for you. So let me ask, do you eat cashews regularly? Share your habits with me in the comments, because your story might help someone out there understand their body a little better today. Sometimes it's the smallest things that leave the deepest marks. Sunflower seeds, you know them, right? Tiny, crunchy, kind of fun to eat. You grab a handful, then another. And before you realize it, you've eaten half the bag, especially while watching TV. I once had a patient, Gloria, 74 years old. She came to see me complaining of a few things, feeling off balance. More forgetful lately, and not sleeping well. Nothing serious on paper. Her blood vessels looked okay, blood pressure just slightly elevated. But I had a gut feeling. So I asked her, "Gloria, what do you usually snack on in the evenings?" She laughed and said, "Oh, nothing special, doctor. Just a few sunflower seeds while I watch a movie so I don't feel too hungry before bed. And that was the problem. You see, sunflower seeds are often heavily salted. They're packed with omega-6 fats and they're incredibly easy to overeat. 3-4 handfuls and suddenly your body's not just full of salt. It's in a low-grade inflammatory state. Now, omega-6 isn't evil. But in high amounts, especially when it's not balanced by omega-3s, it quietly inflames your blood vessels, particularly the fragile little capillaries in your brain. I often tell my patients and imagine the blood vessels in your brain like delicate glass tubes. When they're inflamed, it doesn't take much pressure to crack them. And sunflower seeds, especially when eaten at night, when blood pressure tends to swing more unpredictably, can quietly start those cracks. You won't feel it right away. No pain, no warning. But over the course of months, it might show up as brain fog, memory slips, or even a small brain bleed you never knew happened. It's not just about salt or oil. It's about what you repeat. One little snack night after night, done the wrong way, that's where the danger lies. Now listen, I'm not saying you have to give up all nuts and seeds. Not at all. But I do want you to think about what kind, when, and how much. If you love sunflower seeds, choose unsalted ones. Eat them in the morning, not at night, and pair them with water or fruit, something that helps flush, not inflame. Or better yet, try pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, or soaked chia. They're kinder on your kidneys and far less inflammatory. Have you ever found yourself munching on sunflower seeds every night? Maybe like Gloria, you never thought something so small could affect your brain. But now that you know, I believe you'll know how to adjust. Not because you have to, but because you deserve peaceful sleep, a clear mind, and a stronger tomorrow. Between 3 and 5 a.m., it may be the quietest time in your home. But inside your body, it could be the moment a silent storm begins. Did you know? More than 1 in 4 strokes in people over 60 happen during sleep. Not while climbing stairs, not while exercising, but during sleep, the very time that's supposed to be safest. I once asked a patient of mine, "How do you feel when you wake up?" He said, "Pretty normal. Just a little dizzy." My hand felt stiff. I figured I slept in the wrong position, but it wasn't a bad pillow. It was a silent stroke. It happened around 4:15 a.m. according to the data on his home blood pressure monitor. Why does this happen? Because between 3 and 5 a.m., the body naturally experiences a surge in blood pressure. It's part of your circadian rhythm, helping the body prepare for waking up. But after 60, the systems that regulate this pressure don't work quite like they used to. Your blood vessels are less flexible. The walls are thinner, stiffer like old garden hoses. And if you've eaten something salty, or you're mildly dehydrated, or your blood is inflamed from something like salted nuts or heavy fats before bed, then that natural surge, it can become a dangerous trigger. I remember a case back when I worked in the ER in Oregon. A 79-year-old man came in around 6 a.m. He couldn't speak clearly. His left arm was almost completely numb. His family said he slept just fine until 5. But his brain had been in trouble since 4 a.m., and his blood pressure had spiked sharply, even though it was usually well controlled. He had a habit of eating salted nuts around 9 p.m., and he'd stopped drinking water after dinner to avoid nighttime bathroom trips. Piece by piece, the puzzle became clear. You see, we don't need a major accident to trigger a stroke. Sometimes just a gentle rise in pressure in a body already inflamed, dehydrated and overworked is enough to create a crack in the brain that never fully heals. Now, I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this because it's something you can change. And here's how. Eat dinner earlier and keep it light. Avoid salty, fatty snacks late at night. Stay hydrated, especially in the late afternoon and evening. And if you can check your blood pressure in the morning, because those numbers, they might be telling you something important before anything serious happens. Have you ever woken up with your mind feeling cloudy or your limbs not quite moving right? That might be your body trying to whisper something to you in the gentlest way it can. I truly believe Growing older isn't a time to fear what might happen. It's a time to live with awareness, to listen carefully, and to protect yourself with small, simple wisdoms. Do you check your blood pressure in the morning? Do you wake up feeling clear and light, or with a strange heaviness in your head? Share with me in the comments. We're not just here to listen. We're here to learn together, one day, one heartbeat at a time. Here's the good news. You don't have to give up the nuts you love. You just need to learn how to eat them in sync with a body that's aging gently every day. I've had patients look at me with such disappointment in their eyes. They say things like, "Doctor, are you telling me I have to stop eating walnuts, cashews, sunflower seeds? I've been eating them all my life." And I always smile and respond, "No. You don't need to stop. You just need to change when and how you eat them. Because after 60, your digestive system, your circulation, your blood vessels, they don't work like they did at 30 or 40. They're slower, more delicate, easier to overwhelm. But, and this is important, they're still grateful when you treat them with kindness and respect. So here's something I want you to remember clearly. It's not the nuts that became unhealthy. It's your body that now needs a new way to receive what's good. So if you love nuts, and I hope you do, try a few of these adjustments. 1. Eat nuts in the morning or early afternoon. This is when digestion is strongest. Your blood is flowing well, your enzymes are ready. Good fats like omega-3 from walnuts or fiber from chia seeds can be used as energy, not stored, not left to burden your sleep. 2. Soak small seeds like chia flax and almonds. Soaking breaks down compounds like phytic acid and oxalates, which can interfere with mineral absorption. It also softens the nuts, making them easier to digest, and gives your body hydration support, especially helpful if you tend to get dehydrated at night. 3. Choose raw plain nuts, no salt, no oils, no flavoring. Yes, the roasted, salted, honey-glazed options on the store shelf look delicious. But they're loaded with sodium sugar and cheap oils, exactly what your heart and brain don't need after 60. 4. Drink water consistently from morning to evening. Don't skip it out of fear. 1 glass of warm water after your snack is a great idea. Add a slice of lemon, a mint leaf, or a pinch of sea salt if you're worried about losing minerals. 5. Avoid eating nuts within 2 to 3 hours before bed. Your body needs to rest, not digest. Late-night digestion pulls blood to the stomach, right when your brain needs it for cleansing, repairing, and memory storage. I once told a patient this, and today I'll tell you the same. Eating nuts at the right time is like watering a plant in the morning. But eating them at the wrong time is like watering it in the middle of the night when its roots aren't even awake to receive it. So yes, keep your nuts. You should enjoy them, but enjoy them like a friend would, with understanding, with timing, and with love for the body that's carried you this far. When do you usually eat your nuts? Have you ever tried soaking them? Share your habits with me. Because your routine, as simple as it may seem, might be the exact inspiration someone else needs to start living healthier after 60. My friend, we've just spent a little time together talking about something that might seem small. Just a few kinds of nuts, a few eating habits we hardly think about. But I believe it's those small things, when understood clearly and done wisely, that can change the entire path of your health after 60. I didn't come here to make you fear cashews, walnuts, or sunflower seeds. I came here to say this. After a certain age, it's no longer just about what you eat. It's about how you eat it, and whether your body is still able to receive what's good. Growing older isn't the end of the road. It's the beginning of a brand new chapter 1 where you don't need to race anymore. You don't need to push like you did in your youth. You simply need to slow down, listen more deeply, and treat your body like the old friend it truly is. A friend that's walked with you through so many years. A friend that still works quietly every heartbeat, every night's rest to keep you going. So if after this video You start soaking your chia seeds before eating them if you reach for unsalted nuts instead of roasted ones, if you pour yourself a small glass of water in the late afternoon, even if just once. Then I know this conversation meant something. Please hold on to this thought. You don't have to do anything big to live well. You only need to love your body through small acts repeated with kindness day after day. If this video helped shift how you think about health, about sleep, or even about your evening snack, leave a comment below. Share it with a friend or loved one who's also stepping into life after 60. Because you never know. The one thing you say today might be the reason someone else wakes up tomorrow feeling healthy and whole. I'm Dr. Richards, and I truly believe we can't turn back time, but we can change direction starting with tonight's dinner. Until next time, I wish you a restful night, with a calm heart and blood that flows smooth and steady.